Hello, and welcome back to another video. As if I said, I do not have it, by the way. I hope I don't. Anyways, you said in the video I made last night. Of course, I wanted to make it. I got to take off this stuff. It's not. Got to take off the stuff from the air units. Anyway, if you saw that video, go to it. You may see it by later on today because I posted like right probably got there when I woke up. So, just be careful what you watch because some of those videos you may not get to watch. So, this is C units and what they're capable of, and what their purposes and axis and allies. So I'm gonna tell you. Actually, because this won't take too long, I'm actually gonna get out all the French units. For Casnellas. Wait up. I don't know what that was. Okay, now, because you know that the French and Russians have the same kind of boats, and basically have the same kind of everything except for the aircraft carriers. Because the only thing that they have in common with the UK is the aircraft carriers. I'm going to say they're okay, so I'm just going to pull out the aircraft carrier for them, okay? So we're going to start out there with the aircraft carriers. They're called the Illustrious, and you can fit about up to 3 planes on them. Spitfires are small planes, but you can't put like big planes, big planes on them. You put a lot of planes on them, but I mean, come on now, you can't put everything on them. It's just a quick little video. So then the battleships, the Gangut. The Gangut, that's what they're called, the Gangut battleship. They're kind of cool. It's stupid though. Hold on a minute, I'm gonna let you see this for yourself as well. I can't let you see it though. I don't want to show you out to the world just yet. When I get a little bit older, maybe I can show you out to the world. Anyway, they look pretty good, like big fleet battleships. I just don't understand why they look like that though. If you get like another Ghost Ops pack for, get a like pack for France Global War 36, they have better battleships than that. Just to say, they look pretty cool, but they're just pretty ugly. Next up is the cruisers, which I think just look awesome. They are the cruisers at Kirov, guys. They're pretty cool. The Kirovs are pretty cool. Look like big ships you would put somewhere else, and I don't really use like ships for both France or Russia, because obviously both of them don't need fleet, because one, France is going to die in the first turn, probably won't be liberated after that. But second of all, Russia doesn't need ships, they need land units, because that's basically what they are, land. Okay? Next up is the destroyers. I kind of like them, a little bit smaller. It's hard to tell the difference between the cruisers and the destroyers because you don't know which one's which. They look the same. Where's destroyers at? Nevenia, or Genevina. I don't know what to call it. But anyway, they're pretty cool. Only got 2 hits on them, so. And no, they're kind of like they're blockers, but that's technically all they can do. Now for the transports, that just look kind of cool, but kind of ugly at the same time. Hold on real quick. I need to go get something for my house real quick. Actually, I think this still's gonna be there. I had to get some stuff, if you know. That's not really important at all. I'm just gonna use a little bit out of that. Doolittle, if you've ever seen that movie, it's pretty good. I've never seen it before, but mini Nilla wafers. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna eat some right now. Yeah. You can't have any, but I can. They don't have any peanuts. Just remember, I'm allergic to those, so. Yeah. So, next to transports, the Baltic Timber Ship. Hold up. I mean, honestly, they look pretty good in transport. I think the blue one's a lot more cooler than the other ones. Submarines, which Russia kind of needs in the Cold War variant setup. Well, Serinjaya. That's what it says, Serinjaya. That's weird. I'm just saying that because I want to. But anyway, that's their ships. Let's go to, I'm not going to pull them out each time. I'm just going to do this. As you know, this is the Illustris. We already covered that. Pretty good. Holds 3 aircraft at a time. The battleship, I was trying to find. The Royal Oak. Now, honestly, they look pretty good. If you notice, they look a little bit bigger than the Iowa class battleship. By size, like wideness, but they don't look as big, like narrowness and all that kind of stuff. They're a little bit bigger than the Royal Oak. But still, Royal Oaks are pretty big. I mean, honestly, they look pretty cool, if you want to agree with me. Next is the Destroyer, because I just found it. Kind of like these. The Samares. Honestly, they look pretty good. And they look good with the transports, too. Let me see. Speaking of transports, same as US, and since we're going to do that right quick, we're going to pull out the other one. In some variants of Axis and Allies, everybody has the same variant as those. But the Liberty ship, let me need to drink of that right quick. And yes, some people do this. Okay, now, the Liberty ship, I mean, it's pretty good at all times. But and just to say, I mean, they look pretty good themselves, honestly. Said those transports go good with anything in the world. Subs, nice to cruisers this time. The cruisers are the Kents. First, sorry, they look like I can't even tell which one was the front and the back, but now I can tell it was this side because it kind of makes sense. Next in line, our last thing for the UK is the subbed, which there are no subs in the UK, Pacific, or Europe on the setup, but you can buy some. But I don't know why you would want to. Because I know there's people that don't buy it. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have to buy it. That doesn't mean anything. UK's done. Let's go ahead and go to, wish I had my computer right here. I was going to show y'all a video, Thursday, but I couldn't because my dad or my mom, one or the other, told me that it would be some kind of copyright stuff, so, I'm going to sit down for these guys. Aircraft carriers, going to do them first. Graf Zeppelin. I mean, they just look awesome themselves. You can't really put a, let me find BF-109. There it is. No. You got a lot of Stukas, man. But too much Stukas in there. Okay, you can't really put a Stuka on there. It's kind of hard. Well, see what I mean. Well, not really hard, sometimes it gets kind of hard. But the BF-109 is a little bit easier to do. So that's what they kind of look like. Isn't a difference? A little thin aircraft carriers. They only have 2 of these. And anyway, let's get on to the battleships. Battleships. Just woke up kind of about an hour ago. The Bismarck battleship. They look awesome. Ever heard that song? We got to sink the Bismarck. Oh, the world depends on us. I'm not that old, but we were watching a World War II in color series. I suggest you go watch those series. I cannot link in the description below because I do not know how to. But anyway, I suggest you look up World War II in color or just World War II series. And if one says like 13 episodes of a World War II series, that is the one. And I think a lot of people like those series because it's kind of cool. One episode will not be there called Closing the Ring because, if you find it on TV once, you'll know why they just said, no, we're not going to show that to y'all. It showed how the Jews were just tortured and all that stuff, and, But anyway, the Bismarck is pretty cool. 4 hits to kill it. I wouldn't really say that was a good thing that they died. It's really not at all. The cruiser. I think everything, like I said, everything. Let me go get this focus. Anyway, there's the Hipper. The Hipper, right here. It's kind of looks like a smaller version of the Bismarck. Let me get that Bismarck there. Hard to find anything. It's all black. That's not being racist, but I'm just saying. Say they look like a small version of the Bismarck kind of, except for this part and that part. Anyway, kind of cool. Let's go to the transports right away. I don't get why they look like that. They're called the Hilfskruger. Just look like a dumb version of a transport, They all look different. They're supposed to, except for a few things. Destroyer. We'll go to the. Are we going through it? Yeah, we've gone through it all. Okay. I don't know how to say this. Zertstorer, 1934. I guess it was made in 1934. Looks kind of cool. There's nothing in Germany that goes together, really. The transport don't, I know. Anyway, like I said, destroyers are pretty cool. They block, like say that you were, say you were doing good in the game and what focus? You're doing good and you want to send that to C-Zone 90. Well, the American fleet can go around. So, we've been very strategic today. Put another destroyer in C-Zone 103, and they don't want to go around this time. Even though they really can, either way, it's going to be 3s. Anyway, you're gonna have to block that fleet. Yeah. Alright, 15 minutes. Got to hurry up here. I don't want to make another 30-minute long video. Trying not to. The top seven submarine. It looks so cool. Like I said, if you noticed, like they were sending Lend-Lease stuff to them, and so like merchant ships, and every time they saw one, they shot their torpedoes and they just got them, and that's why they are so dangerous. Killed like 1,000 people, 2,000 ships, like more than a million dead probably. So that's why they are dangerous, but they're also good to use. That's Germany. Let's go on to Italy. The Italian people. We're gonna start with the cruisers this time because it's what I saw the first time. Cruisers. They are the Zara. I kind of like them. They're like a small version of the battleship. Let me show the battleship because we're going to that next. See, kind of a small version. Speaking of the battleship, the Littorio. I mean, it just looks kind of awesome. Anything that Italy has it just goes with it. Next, well, I mean, actually, they're pretty good because you can use them anytime. So even though they put, one of those mini Nilla wafers, sorry, my dad just told me he was gonna leave. So, anyway, let's get back to this. The Aquila, aircraft carrier looks kind of good. They look similar to the Graf Zeppelin because but just a little bit more stuff on the sides. But anyway, that's the aircraft carrier. Really, just don't purpose to it because you don't need it. Destroyer, Soldati. I mean, they'll look pretty cool to go with the transports. That's what's going to be next. The transports, I mean, actually, they're pretty good. Iridio Mantovani. Look pretty good. The main purpose is just to carry troops around and do stuff. I mean, honestly, you have this optional with your destroyer and transport because you got stuff in Libya and Tobruk. So, if the African campaign is not doing so good for you, you need to retreat as soon as you can, in case they don't destroy you at all. Which, by the way, they probably won't. So, there's no real purpose to that unless you just want to get your other ships and troops and bombard Malta and take that for no purpose at all. Anyway, that's what they are for. Subs. They only have one sub, but another variant, they have a sub right in this area, right there, and they're just there. The Marconi. I guess they're just the purpose is just kills people and all that stuff. Kill ships and all that. What's next on our? Let's do Japan. They got some pretty cool stuff. I'll tell you that. Start with the aircraft carrier. They have at least 80 of these in here, but they had 10 in real life. The Shinano, pretty cool. They go good with the ships and airplanes and all that stuff. Okay. I still got some time. Anyway, they're pretty good. Battleship. I really like these. I think everybody else does too. The Yamato class. Now, every single one of these are class battleships. Some of them, I guess, are. Pretty good. They were the most powerful battleship. They're the most powerful battleship in the world. The biggest battleship in the world. But comparing it to The Iowa class battleship. Nah, they're not that big. Well, at the time, I guess, they didn't have Iowa class battleships until probably they invaded the Solomon Islands, and then they just had that. What else? Oh, the cruisers. Anyway, the Yamato class battleships do pretty good damage. Anybody, There was one time when we didn't know how to play the game. They were 2 battleships, and I barely took Hawaiian Islands back. That was like the first or second game that we ever played. And he also took the Western United States as well, so it's kind of bad. I said, hey, I'm going to make Hawaii my new place to build up. Anyway, the cruisers, I guess they're pretty good. They did good on bombardment. It's the only thing I think they did good. The Tycho class cruisers, I guess they look pretty good. They look pretty good myself. Anyway, they did pretty good. The destroyer, you leaving. The Fubuki, I thought it was called Fubuki. Pretty good for depth charges. We don't use that as a house rule, but pretty good for blocking. Just say like you're seeing, and I've seen people do this, like season 16 or season 6. They did put a blocker there so the American fleet can't get over to Tokyo Bay. And yep, they're pretty good. That's the only thing I think they're good for. To the transports, which I think look kind of cool. Hakusen Maru. I mean, honestly, I don't know what they are. They're just good for carrying troops over. The I-class submarine. They don't have many of these, but I heard one time they had like 6 submarines, and they had like a big fleet down here, and they just realized, hey, we're going to go up here, and hey, we missed that fleet. Well, it's kind of like in real life, you realize something very strategic might happen, but you never do it. So, we did these 3. Okay, we only did not do Anzac, and we did not do the U.S. So we're going to do the Anzac first, because they look pretty cool myself. Well, China don't have anything. That's the only reason we're not going to do them. They don't have planes and stuff. We're going to do the aircraft carriers first. The Majestic. They don't look very majestic. Pretty cool. Anything that Anzac has, pretty cool. Yesterday was National Anzac Day, if you saw my other video earlier. And or any time, actually. Yesterday was National Anzac Day. I forgot to tell y'all yesterday morning that it was National Anzac Day. So, there you go. National Anzac Day was yesterday. That's what they look like. Battleship. Look kind of cool, kind of big and bulky. This is what the American looks like, and this is what the Anzac look like. Basically almost the same size, but they're just a little bit bigger, a little bit bulky. The Warspite, or Warpsight. Anyway, it looks pretty cool. It's like a YouTuber name. Dumb one, anyway. It gets pretty cool. You can't really buy them because you only start out with 10 IPCs, but I guess when you get those bonuses, you can buy a battleship. Let's get to the transports right quick. They look like regular ships, but they're not. They are the Manawi. Pretty cool. We only have one of them to start out with, so, Build up some transports and some destroyers. Can't be on any cruisers. Yep, you can buy only 3 or 4 ships. Anyway, that's them. Destroyers. Honestly, they just stand there. I mean, you can buy like a bunch of them because you start with 10 IPCs, and no one's gonna take your stuff. So you can buy them anytime, really. Anyway, destroyers. They look like cruisers, and they're pretty good. Speaking of cruisers, here's a cruiser. Same as UK, the Kent. Really? Not really. Not actually. They say same as UK. They look nothing like the UK. I mean, honestly, they look nothing like the UK. I guess they are, but, you know, they're the Kent, so I guess like a bulky Kent. What else we hadn't done yet? We hadn't done the S. I call them the Gato submarine, but they call them the S, so I guess pretty good. They kind of stole our idea. Speaking of their idea, we're going to go to America. I'm not going to sing. I'll start with the battleships. Kind of hurrying this up now. I wanted to show y'all like a war thing, but I can't now. We got the Iowa class. Pretty cool. I kind of like to build them. Pretty cool. That's how we're gonna win. You know, that's how we did win. Pretty cool. They're good to use. The Wasp. They look like Wasp. Nimitz was on these kind of Wasp style carriers. Pretty good. And then move on. The Portland, Portland cruisers. I mean, they're pretty good. You can kind of get them mixed up with the destroyers. If I can find one. No, I'm just seeing. Yep. Well, anyway, you kind of get them messed up. But no, see it, you don't. Pretty good. Used for bombardment at all cost. Not only you can do anything. Used for blockers, the destroyers, the Johnstons. Want to block out here, block and get your fleet out there. You can, if you want to block the Japanese fleet from getting over to Y and Midway, you can do that. Good for a lot of things. But that. The Rays. I have a teacher named Miss Ray. I'm going to tell you her first name, though. The Ray submarines. They should look like the Gatos in there. But this, I don't buy a whole lot of these because they don't look like that. So, good for destroying ships on a 1, so, you know. And, of course, the same as UK, the Liberty ships. They look good with destroyers or anything else, you know. So, that's all for there. I'm going to take this over to my grandma's house now. I'm just going to clear everything out of here. I'm going to go to 30 minutes already. So, when it hits about 30 minutes or more, I'm going to go ahead and get off. It was a good time hanging out with y'all today and this morning, you know, just going through all the sea units. I wanted to do a battle. We might have to do a part 2 on this. But, that's my decision, not y'all's. Germany. Let's actually talk about that right quick. So, if you want, no, I'm not going to do that. Well, we're going to do that next time. Alright. Man, I kind of forgot about these ships here. Alright, where's the, there it is. I forgot about these stuff. So, you know what? It's going to take me a little while to get this stuff in, because I don't want to go all the way through it. Because I can't do all this one-handedly. It's kind of hard, too. But you can't get that all in one grasp anyway. Anyway, just to say, I'm gonna make another video today, probably, if you don't notice. And well, actually, yeah, if you don't notice, I do make 2 videos. Just about every day. Sometimes it don't happen. Sometimes it does. It matters if something goes on or not. If you notice why, because notice I haven't made my video like 3 or 4 days. Well, I got kind of in trouble. Said something about someone that I shouldn't have. So I'm not gonna say the name I should have said about anyone. So just to say, I don't really want to. 7:35. Anyway, that's kind of all to talk about today. And I guess I'll see y'all next time.